What's good, family? It's your girls, Queen Koni and Jeid the Jedi, with another next level conversation with transformative insights and endless waves of inspiration. Welcome to Bits of Tea, Life After the Release, an eternal outpouring of goodness. Okay. So, over the weekend, we had such a beautiful experience of hanging out with folks that we've come across before, that we're building relationships with, and that it's always a good time around.
Yeah.
Truly. Yeah. So this episode is extremely special because we are recording on not only your birthday, your solar return, cue the hand claps, but we are also celebrating our love and our anniversary. So today is quite the day.
It's a huge day. It's a big day. I'm worn out, to be completely honest with you. I was done after Friday, but Saturday, I completely stayed past my bedtime, at least 4 hours past my bedtime. You know, doing it like I used to do, not getting into the bed until almost 3 o'clock.
Right.
That's, man.
So it's giving overnighted.
It's giving overnighted. And it's just overnighted. No, like, heavy drinking, none of that stuff, because it's not what we do. It's just the day itself begins. We begin at, well, shoot, we can't say we begin early Saturday, because hell, Friday we got into bed late too. So we woke up late, around 7, 8 o'clock.
Yeah. But on a daily basis, though, we do wake up at
5.
Wake up 5 every morning, and
that's what I was getting
our
to.
Practice. But yeah, so it felt good to. I'm not gonna lie, it felt good to get into bed that late and to sleep in a little bit. That just was so fun. Like, I don't know, it was rebellious, but yeah, this weekend was jammed packed with everything from adulting, family time, time with Kimmy, production, celebration.
A lot of celebrating.
And you know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, I'm realizing, like, wow, like, this weekend was really an intention that we set years ago.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? To really fill up our time with doing the things that feel good to us.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
It feels really, really good to be present to the opportunity, saying yes, showing up, showing out, and participating in the world. And so,
participating in the world. That's facts. That's facts.
Yeah. Remember how we were talking, I was telling you about the guilt that was coming up to be released this past full moon.
Yes.
The guilt of having the life after the relief. Like, having the life. You know what I'm saying? Like,
all the way around.
Yeah, like really being on the other side of dysregulation. Like
trauma.
At some point, it does get easier. Like, you do find a flow with life, And so anyways, so going back to the topic of today, which is foundational core roots of a healthy relationship.
Absolutely.
Let's get into
our
the
core
tea.
roots. Yeah.
Our core roots.
Yeah.
Yes. But we also had the honor of having conversations with people who are also in relationships
and
like ours.
Happy, healthy. Yeah.
Yeah. And we asked a phenomenal question that we're going to share with you guys and share the responses as well. So that you can, know that you're not alone. One, there's other people out here that's vibrating on your level.
Absolutely.
We be feeling like we're so alone, but there's more of us out here. Okay, it's community. But then also so that you can know what to look out for, or what to integrate with, what to learn how to embody, so that you can become that. And so let's get into the question of, what are the foundational core roots of our relationship?
So number one, I'm gonna say it right now, and is the willingness to grow. Like, both parties have to commit to the growth together.
Absolutely.
You know, and then that within itself is a commitment, okay, to continue this journey with your true love, you know what I'm saying, to continue that journey, because the moment that anybody decides to say I'm done, it's no shade, it is what it is, and then it's done, and then, you know, all we can do is wish for the best, and that somebody else would come along and just you would grow with them. That's it.
Right. Let's get more into detail with the willingness to invest, right? Or the willingness to evolve. It's the same thing.
Evolve, yeah.
In our perspective, both of us, we made the decision to do that for ourselves first. Like, we already came to the table at the beginning with the willingness to evolve, because we were already on that path. You know what I'm saying?
To be better.
So in our relationship, we discovered that, wow, it helps. It helps knowing that the other person has also chosen to grow and evolve regardless, no matter where the relationship goes.
That part.
You know what I'm saying? Because once you have that understanding and both of us are grounded in that, we're committed to it. You know what I'm saying? So we're never going to cross the boundaries of, like, you know, destruction, because
not destruction,
because we want to be better. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
So we're not going to take it too far. Like, if, you know, and we've had moments where, like, of course we're disagreeing. Of course we're both triggered. Of course we're, like, allowing, you know, the darkness to express, but there's still a line that, like, we don't cross, which is our non-negotiables.
Absolutely.
We're not crossing that line because we already made the choice to grow and evolve. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to be a better person every day, regardless.
Every day. Yeah.
Ooh, excuse me, sparkling water, child. And so, yeah, so last night we were rocking out with our girls. Shout out to Ari and T. But we were rocking out with them and conversing, and where am I?
Listen, I just was shining the light for you. I don't even really. I feel like you were going into detail with in response to how they are.
It was a question they asked.
Also in a healthy, happy relationship.
Yes, and they asked a bomb question that just, like, gave us so much context, like, all of us. And the question was along the lines of, like, what was the most difficult part? I guess, like, what was the most difficult part about it, about the growth in the beginning, or, you know, the foundation or whatever.
Yeah.
And so in that question,
Koni took a deep dive, honey.
I took a deep dive into what it was like.
She was like, I'm going to the abyss to find this answer.
I was like, they want to know the
tea.
Cute.
I kept it so cute.
I
said the mother room for me, like, moving through the mother room with you was the most difficult part of our relationship for me. Because there were so many layers to it.
Right.
And there was so many moments of where, like, that the relationship with my mom was directly affecting me, which directly was affecting you in my behavior and how I was doing. Yeah. So that was the difficult
Definitely.
one. And that's all I said, y'all.
Right.
That was it. That's all I had. I had a one-liner.
But it was all encompassing, because I feel like what I said.
And then Koni comes in, and then boom, like, she takes us there. Okay? Takes us there. It's amazing. I hope that she can recall a little bit about what she said too.
Man, that was
would be
a straight
awesome.
Download. That, like, I wasn't thinking in that moment at all. I was just speaking from the heart. But I know that I know that the most difficult parts of the relationship for me was moving through those growing pains, meaning like the mother wound, of course, is the all-encompassing mother wound, right? And, you know, and finding self. And so I said something along the lines of, like, it's hard discovering who you are, meaning, like, you're doing the work to
and also
heal your trauma, but you're also discovering who you are after it, right? So the embodiment of yourself, and then, like, getting to know somebody else simultaneously while they're also doing that same work. That was what was difficult, you know, because in those moments where we were triggering each other, it was like you know, in the moment, that shit hurts. You can feel it. You know what I'm saying? You're not really you in it right there in the moment. And so without utilizing your tools,
the emotions
you
are
will
invested.
Find yourself, the emotions will be running amok. Literally. You said the emotions are invested, honey, heavily, okay? And so so the willingness to invest / evolve, like
together.
Both parties choosing to grow and to be better for themselves individually is like such a solid foundation for a healthy, happy relationship, you know? And I'm not just talking about like a basic ass relationship that doesn't challenge, you know, the norm, or that doesn't challenge society. And I'm talking about the relationships that are here, that are like awakened and enlightened, that are actually healing generational wounds and healing and transforming their minds. You know what I'm saying? Together, doing that work.
Absolutely.
I'm speaking of those types of relationships.
Yes.
It's not easy to be in one. It's not easy to sustain it.
I'm gonna say it gets easy though.
It does.
It's just we are moving through those generational, you know, ties and breaking that shit and saying no more. You know, it's the emotions, right? So yeah, what a beautiful example.
Yeah. So that was number one. And some other ones that they said too was
for them. It was
for them laughter, like to be funny. You know what I'm saying? To laugh. Communication, of course, was another one of theirs, which takes us to one of ours as well. So let's see.
Which is number 3.
Yeah, so we also wrote down communication, and some bullet points were like learning how to communicate with each other, of course, and then the embodiment of communication as a whole. Because there's layers to it, right? When we talk about communication, like we spoke about learning each other's languages and how in the beginning we didn't understand each other at all. Like, I mean, we did. We understood each other on so many different layers. However, there was a cadence to like the words we used and how we used them that would, you know, feel like a misunderstanding in the beginning. And we would have hours, we would invest hours, dedication, hours of conversation to this day of like, what did you mean by this?
Right.
You know, like where did this thought pattern come from?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like where did this belief develop? You know what I'm saying? Like we would take it there to understand what we meant by certain statements. You know what I'm saying? And so communication, you know, when we talk about like learning how to communicate, what does that look like for you? You know, just as a question to ask yourself. Not you personally, I already know you. I'm saying to the family. I was like, to the family.
Let me get into this really quickly.
To the family.
I was like, let us get into that. Yeah, totally get it.
But like, what does learning how to communicate look like for you? You know, that's a discovery. You can, once you ask a question, yourself has to answer it. So it doesn't matter what the question is, you know? Like, just ask it. And, you know, if you don't know what to ask.
It's good to do that right before bed, too.
Yeah.
Ask your questions right before bed.
There you go. Yeah, I was going to say find inspiration.
Find
the inspiration. But it's actual work. So okay, so we got
communication, learning how, and then embodying,
and then the embodiment of communication. So the embodiment of communication, that one is interesting. I feel like we discovered the embodiment of communication via the 5 love languages, now 6 love languages with the shared experiences. So through that avenue or that tool or practice, we've become really good at communicating with each other.
We have
via all 5 of those languages, you know, and we find a lot of flow within all of them, you know.
And we do.
Yeah,
we truly do. It's pretty amazing.
And even when we even have that deeper understanding thanks to you. Remember that conversation we had where we were talking about how like you see the acts of service part of you as all encompassing. Like you just everything.
It's a gift. It's quality time. And it's
words of affirmation.
Words of
like
affirmation
you see it as everything. And that was such a beautiful perspective. But yeah, so the embodiment of communication for us looked like practicing all 5 love languages, and even more, right? There's so many more love languages when you start to know your person. You just know their cadence. You know how to be there for them. You learn how to support them. You learn how to be supported along the way as well.
That part.
Yeah. You have anything on that?
No, I don't.
Okay. You want to take us into the next bullet point that we wrote down?
Yeah, I gotta get this light out. Here we go. Shared, similar, or same values. Yeah, shared, similar, or shared values. So we definitely shared a lot of core values, if you want to call that, with one another when we first got together. Like, it was like we were definitely twinning, because we already came to the table from the very jump, from when we first got together.
Yeah,
with the values, bruh.
Yeah,
seriously.
And this is so parallel to this statement, what I'm about to say. The inside jokes, it was the inside jokes for me, period. It was the improv for me, period. It was the, just us knowing what the fuck we were talking about, just random, just all the time, and just being able to insert, improv, insert the funny or whatever. And it's just we share the same values. How we feel about a thing is really true. Yeah. Because of how we're both responding and flowing with each other in the conversation. So I'm just now realizing that. That's super dope.
I think it is too.
There go that.
That was a yawn like a mug, y'all. I'm not even gonna excuse myself. Excuse me.
It's giving. I'm gonna sleep good tonight.
Honey.
I'm gonna sleep good tonight.
Honey.
Because when I say the weekend was full, honey, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, all 3 days.
Are you kidding me?
You took a day off tomorrow. He was like,
I already knew. I'm not
blocking the day off.
Listen, I'm not doing it. Listen, clients can wait. They truly can.
That part. Yeah.
Love y'all. Swear. I need a little bit. I need a break after this weekend.
That's right.
Yes.
But yeah, so sharing the same values is definitely a part of our foundational core roots in our healthy, happy relationship. So again, if you're in a happy relationship, get clear. Maybe remind yourselves of your own foundational values. Sometimes we forget that we are in a healthy, happy relationship because our circumstances take up so much space, especially if there's pain involved or just transitions, right? Like expansion or just, life changes. It can feel a little chaotic. And knowing that, you are in a healthy, happy relationship, that's an anchor for you. That's an anchor for rest. And knowing that everything's going to be all right. It's an anchor in security. Knowing that no matter what, you're going to have somebody by your side. You're going to be by you. You're not doing it alone. And it's an anchor for love. Because really, love is the answer.
It is.
It really is the answer, y'all. It really is the answer. Take the judgment out of it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, love really is the answer. It's a choice. So that was really good.
That was a good one. I appreciate it. And then we have practice emotional intelligence utilizing the AAOC.
Yeah. So last
know
but
what
not
time
least,
it is.
Yeah. Last but not least, certainly, emotional intelligence. And you know what's so crazy, Jeid? My dad is my entire life. If he didn't teach me anything, he taught me this.
What do you say? Go ahead, say that, boo.
Emotional intelligence. That's it. The programming was emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence. He repeated it so many times.
Repetition.
He expressed it too, in his character, what it was. You know what I'm saying? And so now that I'm an adult and I'm living my own life, I'm understanding how important emotional intelligence really is. And having that in a relationship is a plus, because You're not taking shit personal. Or if you do take it personal, you are offended, it's not for long. You can let it go. You know
Seriously.
what I'm saying?
Seriously.
You can let it go.
Seriously.
Yeah. Are you researching something?
You know that I am. Okay, so you know that I am. So I'm over here in the phone because I was wanting to find the name of that movie that was on Netflix that we watched. and I didn't want to take up too much time.
That movie on Netflix, with the dimensions and everything like that.
Yes, that was the one that I was going to.
That movie was freaking wild.
That's the
movie.
We
were crying our asses off. Talk about relief.
Yeah, that's the movie I wanted to
Everything all at once.
Everything
everywhere all at once.
Something like that
on Netflix.
Yeah, that one.
That shit was so good. If you've seen that, let us know in the comments.
So that was a beautiful example, like reading in between the lines of the relationship that the parents had and held with one another, and it was just like Koni was saying. It's just like you're in a happy, healthy relationship. The husband is happy doing things, keeping everybody laughing and smiling. And she just is absorbed and wrapped up.
She got lost into the
chaos of life. And then it began with the trauma of her father basically saying, it's time for you to get up out of here. Like, you gotta go. That's abandonment.
Yeah.
Right? So it was wild to see like how absorbed from that one small micro traumatic event that happened was spiraling in her mind and her external. Everything looked like it was crap. But you know what? Even in that movie too, that it also showed the blissful side. Do you remember when it would take her back and then would show like if she made the decision to feel and be happy, how different her life would have been.
Yeah.
Right? And the happiness showed both sides. Wow. But anyways.
That movie was so good. Y'all gotta watch it. Something along the lines of everything everywhere all at once.
Happening all
at once. It's so trippy though. It's so trippy because it also talks about how like, this shit was funny. It talks about how you are living in multiple realities all at the same time. So there was this other reality where she was lovers with her what was it, tax person or whatever?
Yes.
Because the tax person was like a bitch. And they were it was weird. They had like hot dogs for hands. And they had to do everything with their feet. It sounds so wild, but y'all gotta watch the movie and y'all will understand what we mean.
Yes. So. Hopefully it's still on Netflix. I know it was going away, but try all of the streaming platforms. Stream the
that
movies.
Movie was so good. We watched it like 3
definitely.
times. So let's go back to
are you researching?
Yeah, because I saw you and you was focused. I was like, okay, what's going on here? I thought you was looking up a word.
No, I was looking up that movie, but you got it together.
But so going back
emotional
to
intelligence,
and you said utilizing the AAOC too, right?
Utilizing the AAOC.
So for us, we discovered what works for us as far as tools and practices, as you are doing as well. And so along the way, we discovered this framework that we discovered what we were doing. We put what we were doing into a formula so that we can do it over and over and over again.
Yes.
Because we were getting good results very quickly. And we're like, how are we doing this? How are we able to get from 0 to 100 in such a short amount of time?
Yes.
Meaning we're collapsing time.
Compounding.
How are we doing this compounding interest? Okay. And so we discovered that, oh, wow, we are actually practicing different things like breath work, meditation. We're drinking more water, eating more, foods that represent life. We're doing different things, reading different books, you know what I'm saying? Like the stimuli is different over the last 5 years. I don't know about y'all, but the shit that we've been on the last 5 years is completely different than the lives we've been living, right? And so we were getting different responses from that, like responses that we were able to sustain, like peace of mind, having healthy communication, not getting offended, not getting out, like, how like you're in a relationship and your feelings are constantly getting hurt, and it's like, does this person not understand or realize that my feelings are being hurt all the time, And
the answer is they don't realize.
The answer is that they don't realize, right? And so that doesn't happen in our relationship, you know what I'm saying? And like amongst other things. And so we discovered a tool, or we discovered what we were doing and we put it in a tool.
There we go.
We positioned it as a tool so that we can do it over and over and over again.
Yes.
And y'all can do this too, okay? It just takes a little bit of time to get to know yourself, to get to know your own process and to put words to it so that you can see it.
Yeah, just this is a blueprint for you to create your own.
Exactly. So for us, it was the AAOC,
yes,
which we like to call the 4 pillars of alchemy.
Dun, dun, dun.
Right, exactly. I need a button with a sound.
It's definitely good. We
Soundboard.
could probably put a soundboard on the actual phone, though. Like, I
Oh, that would
wouldn't
be so
doubt
dope.
it. They probably do have an app like
That
that.
would be so dope. Wow.
I'm going to say, yeah, they
Probably,
do.
right. So the AAOC, right?
Mhm.
So the first part of that is awareness.
Mhm.
Becoming aware of what your body is feeling, becoming aware of, what's happening currently. And then there's acknowledgement.
Mhm.
What's your contribution, your thought patterns, your behaviors? What are you doing? How are you playing a part in the story that you're telling? And then it's observation.
Yes,
where
good old observation.
Yeah, you take a higher perspective, meaning you take a look at all the facts without judgment. There's no judgment. It just is what it is.
All logic.
Yeah. Right? And then you come to the understanding of how and why things transpired. It's not all logic. It's also intuition, because you got to feel into it too.
Yeah, not. I wasn't meaning for the people to take it all logic. I was just in that instant being like, it's just in that instance, it's the facts.
I see what you mean.
Take the emotion, which is the spiritual aspect. Like, let's remove that.
I got you. Yeah.
From the equation.
This is not no woo woo. This is actual common sense, utilizing your brain.
Absolutely. That's exactly where I was going with that.
I love that. Okay. And then the last part is C, choice. This one is the most potent, because this is where now you're disrupting the neurological pathway.
Yeah.
The alchemy begins. Beautifully said, Jeid. And so this is where now you ask yourself, what's one small thing I can do right now that I can embody that's in support of your desire or in support of the change, right? And it's got to be something that you can do immediately. And so with that tool, oh my God, that's how we have overcome every single barrier.
Yeah, we're integrated. I'm completely integrated with it, because it does happen
on its own
simultaneously, because we've been talking about it for 4 years.
We've been studying it, we've been practicing it, and embodying it for the last 4 years, like
at least.
Yeah, at least, because really, we've probably been doing it for a long time.
We actually discovered it in 2020. So the answer, it has been 4 years. Yeah, we discovered that process with us that works with us then.
Exactly.
Wow.
I also want to give you your flowers too, babe. I'm super inspired at your growth and the work that you put in for yourself to become better.
Oh yeah, and thank you.
And because it's not easy, you know what I'm saying? And I'm talking specifically about your relationship with Kimura. You was aware that, the relationship could be better. And you also acknowledged that this thing that you felt that was in between you both was inside of you, in your body. And you've been putting in years of work, getting to understand what this is, or, coming to, some clarity, some closure, so that you can release it and heal from it. And over the weekend, I seen that alchemy take place, literally. I watched you command a limiting belief to be gone. I don't need to know anymore about what I'm feeling. I'm gonna command it away, because I know what I want. I know how I want to feel. And so thank you for that. Thank you for having the courage to be like, you know what, I'm gonna choose love. I'm gonna choose life. I'm gonna choose this experience for myself, because I'm worthy of it, and allowing yourself to be moved in spirit, because what I saw as a result of that was not life-changing, not only for me as a mother, but for Kimmy as a child. And so thank you for that. You exposed her to something that she didn't know she could do. And she's absolutely in love with the experience, and she wants more of it. And just watching you both bond and find your thing, you know what I'm saying? One of many, was just so beautiful to witness. I'm so happy.
That's awesome. Yeah. So there is you guys. So what she's talking about really quickly is the fact that, again, this thing that I had going on internally that I let go of, I immediately felt that it was generational, and that's why, because the root work, and you got to go straight to the root to get that thing out so that you can, you can continue to grow. And a lot of times we're not going to understand or overstand what this feeling is. And that's why for the past 4 years, I had been like dealing with this feeling. And this feeling was just the distance between, a child and her mother, which in my case is her non-biological mother, which, I've ran into some things like that before. So just to give you some context.
Yeah.
So like this thing, like Koni said, I just commanded it because I had been searching for 4 years, and that's why I was like concluded this is definitely generational. This is something that I am not really truly in control of, and that I'm not really sure what it is. I just know that this is how it makes me feel. And so from that moment, it's like, what can I do immediately? Because this is a part of, the AAOC, the choice. I made a choice. And the immediate reaction was, let's go ahead and do pretend play. That was before that. And then the pretend play turned into immediate reaction to let's do the podcast, because you so eloquently brought that up in just the conversation as well. I was like, you know what, that makes sense. That works well with us. Yeah. And that also, that us being able to talk openly like that creates an automatic safe space. It created an automatic safe space. Like, I can say this on air, and this is just a conversation. There's no you can.
You're not gonna get in trouble. It's open. We all
because
here.
It's needed. Right. It's needed. So, and then also just having the props and pretending like that was super cool. And just seeing her just be a kid in the camera, like making faces and stuff, and ASMR. Like I was like, girl, like whatever. Go ahead and do it.
I loved it.
So, but it was really fun. So I'm definitely gonna ensure that we have the What's the Matter edition.
Yeah, and you know what? I would love to, on another show, I would love to have this conversation with you and go into depth about what it's like to be a blended family and what that looks like for you coming into a relationship where the child already existed. And, because there's a lot of people in blended relationships it's so beautiful, and they may be going through some of the same barriers that you've overcome, that we've overcome together as a family.
For
so
sure.
We should definitely talk about that on another episode.
I appreciate that. Yeah. Yeah, we can definitely deep dive into that. I do feel that would be something that's going to actually help and assist somebody. Right. Definitely. Because that it was a doozy, and it was difficult to have these types of conversations with you about it. Yet, like I do, and it was a work in progress, and I do appreciate the growth as far as just being an understanding of like, listen, this is not an attack. This is just me expressing, and I'm needing your support or assistance with it, and you completely broke down my walls with just not coming at me, right? That's the feeling of. So I appreciate you for understanding. Is the conversations be deep and heavy.
And be heavy, and you don't want to have them because you feel the anxiety. You don't want to hurt somebody's feelings.
That's not what you want to do.
And y'all, but the thing is, guess what? When you both make the choice to evolve and grow, when you both are willing to invest, guess what? You know it's gonna hurt. You go have the conversation anyway because you want to get to the clarity. You want to get to the bottom of it. You want to know, where did this come from, and how can we evolve it? How can we alchemize it? And when you have that in your mind, like subconsciously, it's a no-brainer. If it's making you feel uncomfortable in your relationship, you need to talk about it, family. Like, that's why you have a person. Like, if you say you trust them, if you say that, you're doing life with them and that you love them and you feel safe around them, it is your duty. It's both of y'all's obligation to create that level of communication for one another.
That part.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
good.
it's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt.
Pain's temporary. That's our motto.
I'm telling you, and the only way to release it is to feel it.
Yes.
The only way to release pain is to feel it. You know?
Gotcha.
And it's like, and yesterday we received so much love. Shout out to like the people that we are building relationships with and that we are getting to know. We love y'all. Y'all really feel good. Y'all really a vibe.
Yes.
And the feedback that we received from y'all is so beautiful. And it's like, yeah, thank you, we know. Because not because of arrogance, but because of doing the work. Like, it's a commitment, it's a devotion, you know. And I feel like that's why when it comes to our anniversary and your birthday, I'm so big on it, because I this is a little bit of ego, but I'm proud. I ain't gonna lie, I am elated that I was chosen to have a relationship in this day and age. You know what I'm saying?
What you said.
Yo, as humans, we were made to be with someone. We are like
spiritual beings.
We're supposed to be in community, you know, and companionship and love. And so I'm so grateful that right now in this reality that I was chosen for it. I have it. I'm in it, you know. Totally unexpected.
Yeah. And on top of that, before we, you know, close out this segment, because it is about relationships and stuff, you also get flowers, okay? Like, I'm not gonna forget about the Queen Koni, the one who commands a room, the one whose personality is so big, smile is so big, you know what I'm saying? Just sexy, all of these things. You know, I can't, you know, you can't be left out at all. You'll never be left out. And it's just an honor to just be in your presence. Because I know for a fact, you know, relationships are a thing of work when it's meant, especially when it's meant to be, you know what I'm saying? And like I've always told you before, the consistency, y'all listen, it's just the consistency that she showed, because there have been so many inconsistencies in my life of like, you know, saying one thing and doing another, you know, and that eventually, you know, gets into that subconscious mind, and you realize that you're doing the same thing. You're doing the same thing.
Yeah.
But it's not your fault. It's just the environment that you were in. And then your consistency through y'all tests, which was insane, but it happened. You're not going to deny that. Girl, what you said? What you said. But anyways, we're going to continue.
Yo, don't mind us.
Yeah, squirrel. Anywho, but yeah, like so many people, you know, have that within them. You know, I had it in me too, like saying one thing and doing another. You know, at times it wasn't often, but it was just on certain things. It was just wild. But your consistency allowed me to see. It broke a lot of things, generational things, and habits and old dusty ass habits that I had. But I appreciated the consistency is real, you know, and I appreciate that wholeheartedly. The patience as well. And then you actually seeing me and not, you know, succumbing to the emotions and allow the emotions to take over, to, you know, say and or do something that, you know, we would regret, you know, 10, 20 years from now, you know, shit like that. So I definitely appreciate you. I love you so much.
Oh, baby.
So it was a gift that you gave when, you know, we got married.
Yeah.
On today.
It's so beautiful, babe.
No, thank you.
Thank you. I love you.
I love you too. That's what it's all about, y'all. Communication. Give your flowers while you still here.
I love it. What a beautiful closing to the segment. So with that being said, I would love to invite all of you beautiful souls into our next creation, which I'm super excited about. This is something that we are doing personally, and so we are sharing our personal experiences with those who are on the same journey, on the same path as we are, right? And you're ready for community, you're ready for accountability, and you're ready to be surrounded by your category 3 people. And so we're getting ready to launch the Mastering the Art of Self 21-day immersion, where again, we're sharing our personal practices, things that we are incorporating into our daily routine, ritual, that allows us to be great, to feel good, you know, to have that goodness. And a lot of times, y'all, it's the routine. It's not sticking to a routine. And that's it. It's so simple. And so with this 21-day immersion, the objective is to hold you accountable for your own practices.
That's it.
That's it. That's it. If you align and you resonate with our energy, you love the community, you're full of shenanigans, this invitation is for you. We're speaking to a very specific person, you know, and you know who you are. And so look out for the link because we are going to launch it November 1st. It'll be ready for you guys. It is going to be a limited capacity because we like to work in intimate spaces. And so there will not be a lot of, you know, spaces available. So you want to make sure you get on it.
If y'all hearing this message, it is for you. I'm telling you right now. If you waited this long, this entire message was for you, period. Like it was.
If you made it to this part of the conversation, then that's how you know. That's your omen. You asking for a sign? Just the sign, sis. It's the sign, bro. Go ahead and do it. But yeah, so as always, thank you guys for sharing space with us.
You are in the if you are in the Tampa Bay area, you know, hit us up. We are fully mobile right now. SMBW is fully mobile, so if y'all need to get those little kinks out the back and neck, we got you.
Yeah. Sidebar. Our friends was like, "What y'all do?" And I remember back when we first met. Yeah. You used to be like, "Yo, what do you do? Like, what do niggas be doing on the internet?" And we was just, it's like they just be on the internet, like. My friends like yesterday was like, "What do y'all do?" And we was just like, "We have a practice. Like, we do therapeutic massage. We do so many things." And the reality of it is that
we're LMTs.
Yeah, that's the easiest way to put it. You know what I'm saying? Like we're LMTs, but that's just one aspect out of many. But anyway, that was just so funny. So yeah, thank you guys for kicking it with us.
Do y'all do more than just spiritual?
I can't.
No, it's spiritual every day. Everything is spiritual. Everything we do is spiritual. Breathing is spiritual.
Every single thing.
Every single thing. Eating is spiritual. Come on.
That is hilarious. Anyways, all right. So go ahead and start us off.
End the day with love. Oh, sorry. Begin the day with love.
Fill the day with love. End the day with love. Peace. Thank you for tuning in to this episode of Bits of Tea. If you enjoyed our conversation, don't forget to subscribe and share it with someone who could use a little inspiration today. Stay connected with us on Facebook and Instagram, and be sure to join our Sacred Oasis newsletter. It's completely free. You'll get daily self-empowering content to help you stay aligned and inspired. Until next time, y'all already know what it is. Peace.